Welcome back to Two Canadians at Kafe Lise, a Vigor podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Anton, and with me is the other host, DJ Spencer. Hey.
Hey.
And it's Chronicles Absolution, episode 40. Can you imagine? We're
Yeah.
at 40 already,
And
so we're
don't
getting
forget,
close to our... don't
40?
forget. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
What I was
share, and
thinking.
subscribe.
Yeah, exactly.
We do appreciate it. And comment. All of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, 40. Wow, it's going good. We're almost at what's 50 is like, was that the bicentennial 50? Is that what they call a bicentennial?
I have
What's
no
50?
idea.
I'm not sure either now.
That's like, so I'm going to go on a tangent because of this, but
Yeah.
I actually got in a debate about what bi-weekly meant.
Okay. Like once
So
every
it's
2
like,
weeks.
or does it mean
Twice a week? No.
wait, yeah, twice a week. No, wait. Oh my God, I don't remember. It was insane. We literally got in a debate about it, and I was like, oh my God, why are
Which
we
side
doing
were you
this?
on?
Me, it was because we do the podcast bi-weekly, so it's
Yeah,
every 2 weeks.
that's right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it was very interesting. It was on Twitter. I'd have to find the tweet again in the thread because it was definitely the
Were you being
internet,
trolled?
man. No, I don't know. It was serious. But anyway,
Okay.
sorry. Tangent over.
No, it's all good. But yeah, so we're right. It's right around the corner. The new season
Yeah.
is coming right out. It's awesome. It's been our whatever 3 or 4 months it's been. It's been so long.
Yeah.
But I still haven't even finished. I'm so close to finishing. I'll be done, but like I'm almost at level 50 on my Xbox. But
Yeah, I saw you were like level 49 there, and I was like, oh, you got this. I'm like,
oh yeah, I'm like 49
you're
and a
going to be able to
half.
do it. Yeah, because you're
I'm
playing
not
on
worried.
two consoles, right? So
Well, I was like I still log into my PlayStation, but I don't really play it as much on my PlayStation
okay.
because and I've been splitting my time too. I've been playing a little bit of Fortnite. I've been playing a little bit of other things, trying out other games. So the
Yeah,
PlayStation doesn't get as much love as it used to. Um, and you would
and
think
you
with
want to you want to focus on the Xbox, right? You want to make sure
yeah,
you finish that one, right? So
Xbox is always the one I want to finish.
yeah.
Well, plus
Oh,
it's my oh
but speaking of the PlayStation, did you claim your new PlayStation Plus pack? Because there's a free pack
no.
out there.
Yeah, I don't think I
Came out
have.
last
I better
week,
make sure I
this
do
past
it.
week.
No, that I definitely didn't do
So
it then.
so do check it out.
Yeah.
For any PlayStation people, I just heard about it like a couple of days ago, but I have not actually seen it. So um,
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Because I know
I'm
they've
gonna have
been
to
doing
look
a
it up
lot
too.
of was it purple? Yeah, like it's been mostly purple things. So like each new pack,
Oh.
like there was a pack that had a purple like anorak. I think it was anorak.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a pack that had like purple, I think gloves and a beanie or a toque or something. So there's been a couple different packs that have been focusing on different purple cosmetics. So I'm kind of curious what this one has. Yeah, I wonder if it's
Oh.
gonna be another purple cosmetic or something else.
Yeah,
That's kind of
maybe
cool.
I don't know. Like I said, I haven't seen it yet, but
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, so we're going to be talking about the preview of the new season. If
yes,
we stay on topic.
I'm I'm gonna like so yeah, like you were saying, it's been like 3 months, four almost 3.5 months type thing.
Yeah.
They did say give us heads up. The seasons are going to be longer,
Yeah.
um, because they want to focus on like quality and they're going to give us or every month they're going to give us like a smaller content update. Um, and honestly, uh, I want to say this season there is a ton of stuff. Like a lot of work went into this, and
Yeah.
I'm thinking this is a byproduct of that longer season. They had more time to work on things, so
Yeah,
it
totally.
is definitely super exciting.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and it's not really mentioned in any of the screenshots that we have here, other than when we start going through the battle pass, you'll see it. They've automatically increased this season's battle pass from 50 to 75
Yeah,
levels.
yeah,
And and is and when we go through it, you'll see, yeah, sure, there are some cosmetics that have been thrown in that are from previous seasons, new versions of old cosmetics,
Yeah.
maybe to help, probably to help, pad things out a little bit. But they've added more of the, what are they called? Um, the metal,
Oh, titles?
the titles. Like, yeah, they've added a few more titles into the mix
Yeah.
as they go through. So it's not like in past where when they extended a season by 25 levels, they just
It
gave
was
a
just
whole
for
bunch of
credits.
crates.
Yeah.
Yeah. And nothing else
No,
really. Like this is like a proper, they've at,
yeah.
25
And
levels, it's 75 levels, and it's a proper go through.
yeah. And this is like I didn't hear an official word anywhere, but I'm assuming this is here to stay for from now on. 75 is going to be the new battle pass every season. So
Yeah,
um
they
cause,
didn't really mention that too. Like at least not in their dev stream that I watched.
yeah,
Now, if they go back to having shorter seasons in the future, maybe that'll change,
yeah,
but I have no clue.
yeah, maybe. There's
Yeah.
no honestly, unless something happens where like the number of like people finishing the battle pass drastically reduces or something like that. But like again, we have legacy seasons. So if you don't
Yep.
finish this season, that's fine. You're just really the biggest thing is you're not going to get the titles,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So because you're still going to get all the other skins, like all the cosmetics and whatnot, pretty much. So um yeah, I honestly don't mind it.
Yeah.
And it's something that like a lot of people have been asking for. Uh, but it's a delicate balance that the devs actually have to balance out where you have some people that are just hardcore. They'll play 8 hours a day and they
Mhm.
finish the 50 level battle pass within 2 weeks. And it's like you have other people who are casual gamers that might play like an hour or two after work, and it's like
Mhm.
they're struggling to even finish the battle pass even with this extended season, right? So yeah, it's a tough call, but I still like what they've done here. um,
Yep.
One thing that we haven't mentioned yet is the cost of the battle pass has gone up 100 crowns. So now it's 790 crowns from the looks of it. You're actually going to still make a little bit. From what I've seen, I believe you're actually getting 800 crowns out of the battle pass.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah,
and then
that's, you'll still make it back, that's for sure.
yeah, and when it comes to the XP boosters, so it's a little bit more once you get to level 50, because when you got to towards the end of the battle pass uh, of this current season of like season 11, you were at 140 XP booster or percent XP booster. Level 50, I believe you're going to be at 145 XP booster, and at the end you're like at 320 XP booster.
Yeah.
Um,
Like, it's huge.
so yeah, and it's like I think it was on War Dog's stream that they were looking at the battle pass at the higher levels, and like level 75 was like 200,000 XP or something like that. It's like with that kind of level boosters, it's like it's really going to help out
Yeah.
once you get to those higher levels. So um, like I know it seems a little daunting, but I think with all the boosters and whatnot, it should kind of like even it out.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah. Yeah, let's start taking a look at it here. So when we first go in, when you load in, you'll get the what's new in season 12. And but before we go through that, let's just take a moment to appreciate this new loading screen. So I'm just going to pop the loading screen up here so that everyone can
yeah,
just see nothing but it, and that's just gorgeous. I mean, I know there were people who were talking about, oh, why giving us winter in when it's summer, but you know what? I don't care. That's just gorgeous.
yeah,
You see
it
a lot of
is.
the new, yeah,
Yeah, so you have like the two new main skins for the season, Dr. Asimov and Dr. Dubois.
yeah,
Um, and then you see like one of the new backpacks laying down in the snow. They're holding the new radiation grenade, which is in a thermos, which I absolutely love.
yeah.
Very creative, right? Especially in like the post-apocalyptic world, you're making use of everything. Uh,
Yep.
Yeah, I agree, Doc. This honestly, we were talking about just before the uh, jumping on the call here. Uh, this is probably my favorite loading screen since I've started playing. Like absolutely like beautiful. You even have like
Hmm.
some of the radiation field kind of in
Yeah.
there too. Like you see the green dots.
The
And
lights
it
when you lose it, like it looked like that similar in an encounter. Those little dots floating around. You'll see that. If you see that, then you know that's where
mhm,
radiation is.
mhm.
So it's kind of cool. So it gives you a little bit of everything in here, and it's just great.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
take that down now.
absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. But then yeah, they had the what's new in season 12. Chronicles Absolution arrives to the Battle Pass. Elimination mode receives a makeover in 3 new locations on Fisk Fabrique. Get new challenges right away using the reroll feature. So we'll talk about challenges a little bit more later. Cassette tapes, so more cassette tapes, of course. Reach
Mhm.
absolution through science. Poison your enemies with the radioactive grenade. And then the new weapon they've released is the L86 A1 LSW machine gun. It's sort of like a little bit of an upgraded version of the L85 that came out. Um, was that last season or the season before? I always forget now.
L85,
Yeah.
the season where Kirsten came out. So last season?
So last season. So yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm like, "Hey, oh my god, I'm gonna have to look
It's been
back
so
at
long.
notes now before we jump in these, right? Because it's like it's been so
Yeah,
long. Yeah, like is that
I know, but it was because Kirsten came out at the same time as Chronicles Perseverance. So
yeah,
yeah, that's right.
so last
And
season.
because we
Yeah.
did our map episode at the same time.
That's right. Oh
Whew,
my god, yeah.
yeah.
Oh my god, it feels like ages ago.
I know it. Well, it sort of was. It was like a few
Yeah,
months ago now, so it does
yeah,
feel it's hard to remember these things. Yeah.
yeah.
But that's what's new in season 12. That's the overview, anyways. There are newer other things that weren't mentioned. Like they don't mention the extra levels of the battle pass and that kind of thing.
No,
But
yeah. And
yeah,
like this doesn't include any of the change log, which that has bug fixes or anything like that. And like none of the partners really know like the full extent of the update, right? Because the change logs have not even made public to them either. So
no,
if there's bug fixes, they may not know of them. So
yeah, they didn't really talk much about bug fixes in the dev stream.
no.
Um, and there was nothing of significance that they wanted to show off, anyways. Because like, you remember when they fixed vaulting and all that kind of thing, it was a big topic. It's like, oh, look how easy it
Mhm.
is to vault over things now, and that kind of thing.
Yep.
I know they did what rework. Was it all the light machine guns? They
Yeah.
talked
So
about that.
all machine guns got basically the same shooting mechanic as like the L86 kind of or L85 introduced,
Yeah,
and that got propagated to the rifles last this current season, season
right.
11. So yeah, basically that's the big thing that
Yeah,
happened to the machine
that,
guns.
yeah, and that's the only thing they really mentioned. So beyond
Yeah,
that, they didn't really mention much else as far as
yeah,
reworks or fixes. Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, well, let's just go through the battle pass, and we're not going to like spend a lot of time on each thing. I do have like a picture for everything, and we'll go through all the pictures. But it's like, oh, look, these are gloves, these are whatever, whatever.
yeah,
But if there's something we want to comment on, we'll pause on it and
yeah.
go. But yeah, we just start at the first level here. I should say, I was going to say thank you, but these are sort of borrowed without permission. These all these screenshots,
Yeah,
I got them from Honourable Bandits. We'll have links to
yeah,
their vods and any videos that were put up. So I did borrow all these screenshots from
yes,
his vod, which was really great. It was like a really nicely done vod.
yeah.
Um, FYI.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have any kind of preview build access, so
No,
we rely on the quality partners, all their quality videos that they
yeah,
do. So
and the partners do a great job of promoting the game. So
yeah,
we appreciate it.
yeah,
But as just starting right out, it's the starting out the new outfit that Dr. Asimov in they say orange, and you'll say orange, and it's referring to the patch on the elbow. That's the
Yeah,
color. That's the only when it refers to the color, it has to do with the patch. It's like, okay, that's the orange outfit, sure. But
yeah,
it's a nice outfit. It's a nice winter
yeah,
outfit.
yeah.
It
It's
looks
like a
very
winter
sciencey.
survival.
Yeah,
Yeah.
researchy.
There's
Like it
like a
looks like what
water.
a researcher would wear, right?
Yeah. There's a water canteen. There's like a little like bag holder strapped to their leg too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I kind of like it. These cosmetics
yeah,
are very very good.
yeah. No, really well done. New helmet called the Aviator in tan. Nothing really groundbreaking there, but it is. I like the goggles. The helmet, not so much, but I do like the goggles in it, and you can get those goggles separately later on. Um, New gun skin. So this is the main gun skin for this battle pass, the 66th parallel, and it's going to be
Yep.
out for like 8 different weapons, ranging from like common all the way up to gold. There's various weapons that'll have it,
Yep.
and this is showing us the Maschengewehr. So
It's
it's
kind of
nice pick.
similar to it's kind of similar to one of the snow ones that we already have.
Hmm.
But this one here, like it's white with like it almost looks like a white camo, but it has
Yeah,
tape basically on like the handles, pretty much.
yeah. And when, as you go through, you see the other ones. There's always going to be some tape somewhere usually, and it's this white.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like an annoying white camel because I'm not a huge camel person, but like
Mhm.
some of these aren't too bad. So this one's I kind of like. Next is these. I don't even know I'm not sure
Egok?
how to properly pronounce it. Igok or however it's
Yeah,
pronounced.
I would go with
Um,
that.
yeah, they're like sunshades, and they're like I don't know if you want to say a low tech sunshade because it
So
has like a little slit for your eyes to see through, and it's to protect your eyes
yeah,
from the
so
glare of the snow and everything.
yeah, exactly. I was gonna
Yeah,
say like I did a quick Google of that before, and it's basically snow goggles is
yeah.
what they're essentially called. So
Well, I think they're I
interesting.
don't know. I'm not sure. And I apologize if this isn't the current terminology, but I think it's like it was a commonly used by the Inuit
Yeah,
and such, right? So I'm not sure if that's where they originated, but it's if you look through popular culture and all that, you'll definitely see it.
yeah. It's
Then
fascinating that
they
these are made out of wood
Yeah, these are the wood ones, and basically it's
yeah,
each version is a different material,
material. Yeah.
basically. Yeah. Then they bring in the first beard, so they have beards
Yes.
this battle pass.
Yeah.
It's kind of
So
cool.
after this is exciting because I know a lot of people have been asking for facial
Yeah,
hair for seasons. We finally got it. There's a few different variety, um,
yeah,
and I'm sure people are going to be definitely excited.
yeah. There's 2 different styles, like the shorter, the longer, and then each style has 4 colors.
Yeah.
Going from black to gray to ginger, as they call it, and blonde.
Yep.
So um, next is a version of the Ushanka standard
Yep.
hat that's been around for a while. Another version of the marksman gloves in gray. Right?
Yep.
Uh, then these are the goggles. They're not quite the same as the ones in the aviator hat, but they're pretty close. These expedition goggles, because they're sort of goggles that have a thing, but then they also have like a little side part, so they wrap around your eyes a little bit to help give you more protection. But they're nice. I do like these goggles. Next, we get the 66th parallel for the Thompson. Lots of
Yep.
wrapping on this one.
Yep.
And then we get our first look at the title, Absolution Iron. What I really like
Oh
about
yeah.
these titles is the whatever it's called, they have the periodic table of elements um, symbol in the middle for it,
Yeah.
and then each thing will light up as it goes along. It's kind of cool. And on the
Yeah.
back, I have
Oh,
a
go
picture of the
ahead.
back too. Is a Geiger counter showing you the level of
Yep.
radiation.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I only have pictures of the beginning and the end. I imagine it gets higher and higher as each level goes.
This title is like absolutely amazing. Like we've been saying this ever since like they've had the 3D titles.
Yeah,
Is like they're amazing. They're
yeah,
artistic. They're like gorgeous. And this one here is so creative. I absolutely love it.
yeah. No, it's fantastic. And then this is, this is our second XP boost. I don't know. I'm not going to really talk about the XP boost, but in the end, as you can see on
Yeah.
the screen, it's like 320% is what you'll get once you've unlocked everything. So
Yeah, the XP boosts are every 5 levels, but
every
it,
5 levels.
varies. It varies. Like I think that one was 10. The next one's going to be 5. So
Yeah. Next is a beanie, in the polar color. So it's there
another
can be a lot
very
of things.
yeah, polar is a new color for this season. That is like for like you're going to see a bunch of different variants of existing cosmetics that will now get a polar
Yeah.
version. So
And it makes sense since this is more of a winter focused season that they come out with the
yeah.
white, maybe for camouflage or whatever. Yeah, it's kind of
Hmm.
cool. Same as you get the however you pronounce this,
Schmog.
Schmog, yeah,
Schmog.
in the polar.
Yeah.
Then you get the new backpack, which is called the IFAC, and the IFAC it's like a medical backpack, so it's cool looking. I
Yeah.
like it,
Uh,
and
I like these ones, but this is probably my least favorite out of all of them.
oh, for the coloring, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, no,
So,
I get that, I understand, yeah.
but
Then you
yeah,
get
I definitely like it.
the 66 parallel for the swish. And then you get the first tattoo, and this is the only one I really have an issue with. Um, it's
The
the
face paint.
chemical accident. Yeah, the chemical accident faceplate, and the only people are going to say, "Oh, you're being too sensitive" or whatever. Just because in the real world there are a lot of women who get um, abused or attacked like in various ways with like acid and um, this kind of thing that can burn them and disfigure them and that kind of thing. So having it on the female, just maybe being me being a little oversensitive, but having it on the female character just it could I find it could be triggering
Yeah,
for people. For you know what I'm saying. So that's
yeah.
the only thing, and I don't know. I just saw that
I
I'm like,
like I
but
understand what you're saying, but like
yeah,
don't forget this is just a default that applies to like every character, right? So
no, yeah,
it's
yeah,
not like
totally,
where they could ban a certain
nope,
face paint in this case. But I
yeah.
understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying that there's the potential to be triggering for some people, right?
Yeah.
Especially people who've had domestic abuse and that kind of thing,
Mhm.
who've gone through having acid or whatever splashed on them. So
Yeah.
that's my only thing. That's why
Yeah.
I mentioned it. Um,
Mm.
and it's not one that I would potentially ever use myself, anyways. Like it doesn't appeal to me, but that's all. It's
Yeah, I
just
don't really do the face. I don't really do the face paints
I
to
like to
it,
do
but
some of the ones. Like I use some like
I,
the tattoo ones
yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
I could definitely see people like using it um,
Yeah.
be because like it is interesting to see, to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
honest, and uh, yeah,
Yep. But then we get the new version of the the biohazard mask, and that's kind of a cool looking mask. It's like the full face
yeah.
shield with inside you have like a bit of a respirator and the gas
Well,
canisters.
did you say new or existing?
This is a new one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is new. Sorry,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
It's a
thought I
new.
misheard you say existing one. I was like, wait,
No,
what?
I don't think so.
No, 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 no. It is new. It is
I
new.
it is new. Okay.
Yeah.
If I did say existing, I meant new, just in
Because
case.
there's a few of them that look very similar, and I had to go back. I went to the cosmetic shop because I was like, wait, do we already have this one, and this is a variant, or is this a new? And because
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to like make sure I had it right, but yeah,
Yeah.
it is a new one.
No, it is new, and it's actually a cool looking one. I like this one.
Yeah.
Then we have now this is not the 66 parallel. This is brush white for the sawed off, so it's more of like a camo white version.
Yeah.
Um,
And
we get
this
another new
so
backpack. Oh yeah,
for the brush white,
yeah,
so it's kind of a variant of existing skins as well, because we have like brush green, brush brown, I believe, in the
right,
cosmetic shop. So it's just like again another variant. So yeah.
absolutely, yeah. Then they have another new backpack, which is like this one's called Oxygen, the bottled gas. So there's a few versions of
Yeah,
this, and it's interesting. I don't know if it
these
looks
ones are
neat.
neat.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like upside down oxygen tank and like I don't know what all the other extra canisters are for. But it's like this one again isn't my favorite, but I think they are cool.
yeah.
Like I think the favorite one there's like one of the last ones called like uh 400 psi or 4000
Oh,
psi or something like that.
4,500 psi. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite one out of
Out of
this.
these, okay.
Yeah,
I think the
so
other
it
canisters
is
are
cool.
maybe for storage because you have to have somewhere to put something.
Yeah. Oh my god, Doc, is this like a prelude to like flamethrowers coming in?
Oh,
Oh my
it'd be
god, did
interesting,
I just
eh?
start something? Yeah.
Maybe. They're testing it out. Okay, we've got
Yeah,
the
yeah. We got
canisters,
the
now we just
cosmetics
need
lined up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. Then we get another version of the Nansen beard in gray.
Yep.
So that's the shorter version of the beard. And then next is the next version of it, the bronze, um,
Yep.
which I think has the element for copper, which makes yeah, I think it's copper, right? CU.
I I've been out of high school for so long, I don't
I
even
know it's been so long since
know.
I took chemistry, and I loved chemistry. But okay, I could be wrong. Anyways, but yeah, just another version of it looks good.
Yeah.
Um, then we get the ear flap hat in white. Nothing
You
special
know,
there.
yeah,
Yep.
this is a new one, but like honestly, this one would have been so good for like hunters, like season hunters.
Yeah. The Stala hat.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but anyways, yeah, it's very plain,
Yeah.
but
Very plain. Nothing special there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Then you get a new cosmetic for the SKS, Danger, and there's a
yeah,
few different weapons that'll get, or it's
yeah.
two different weapons that'll get this
So
Danger
yeah,
round.
and this is another season 12 kind of exclusive skin.
Yeah.
Um, and it almost so I
It does
rock
look similar to another one.
it's called Stripe, and I actually use it for the A1, and
Yeah. So do
the
I.
A1 is
Yeah.
going to get a danger skin, um,
Yeah.
and it looks very similar, but there are subtle little differences. Actually, this one says warning, I think, on the yellow tape
Mm,
as well. But
yeah.
yeah, I think it's kind of cool.
It is. Yeah. It's still not bad. You know, maybe a choice between the two A1s that are like this, but yeah.
Yeah,
And then we get some assault mittens in disco black,
yeah.
like
It's
the
funny because we
fluorescence.
have. I'm pretty sure there's a different type of assault mittens that it's purple and green, but it's like they're mixed differently.
Could
I
be.
think.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. And then we get the next version of the Aviator, light brown. So not not much different there. Just yeah. And then we have Doctor Dubois in green. The first time we get to see this outfit at
yeah,
level 25. It looks like.
yeah,
It's a full body. It covers everything. You can put mittens and a hat, and your head and face and your hands you can change, but that's it. It has a
yeah,
backpack, which I'll show you here as well. So it's a full around. It's a big backpack with like a sleeping thing
yeah.
and everything in a
But
pick.
yeah, like a winter survival hiking person type
Yeah.
thing. It like it is amazing. It looks really good. One thing that I'm always curious about, and it is not just Vigor, any video game, when you get a skin where your character is actually like much bigger, the instantaneously there's going to be questions about the hitbox
Right.
on them.
Does it affect your hit
And
zones? Yeah.
yeah, and I'm just kind of curious because, like, I'm sure at some point there's going to be people doing tests and whatnot. Um, but I'm always kind of curious about that kind of stuff. But I do enjoy this one. This is kind of cool. And
Yeah.
honestly, uh, being in Canada, I'm sure Doc and I both have the same outfit in our closets, ready to
Or
go
yeah,
in
or
the
at least when
winter
I was a
time,
kid,
right?
maybe when I was younger.
Yeah,
Nowadays, I'm not quite so bundled up as it was
yeah.
as like when it was when I was a child.
Uh, it's like
Yeah.
a giant parka and everything, like
Yeah. Like
nice fur room.
was it Christmas Story, where the kid's all bundled up and he can't put his arms down?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, and then next is oh yeah, just a rectangle white for the scorpion. Yeah.
Yep.
And then we get our first Amundsen beard, like the first long version of the beard, in
Yep.
blonde. So if you like a long beard, here you go. But it looks good. And then we get the next IFAC in polar.
Yep.
This is more of white and everything. Yeah, I think it's the later ones I like better.
I want to say it's the military one
The
that I
military
like.
one. Yeah, I
Or
think that I
yeah.
think I know what you're talking about. And then we get the next IGAC in metal,
Yep.
and then the next Absolution silver with the thing for silver. And I don't know if these numbers mean anything because each time there's different numbers. Now it's like maybe it's eight
Oh
three
yeah,
one.
because the other one was
Yeah.
9 and 1, right?
Yeah, so each time it's different numbers. I don't know if it means anything. I'm sure Cristiferbeast and the Vigor Secrets of Lore people will be all over it, trying to figure out if these numbers mean anything. But
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious. Then we have the first of this new hat called the Coif, called in Rescue.
Yeah,
Again,
I'm not a fan of this one. This one,
no,
it's a big pass on
yeah,
me.
yeah, exactly. It's like no, but whatever. And
Yeah.
then we get the next version of the Expedition goggles in blue, so they look good. 66 parallel for the Mosin. Another really nice one actually, because there's a few different because there's black tape wrapped around the stock, but then you have like silver tape wrapped around the front top, so like the muzzle or the barrel and the midpoint. It looks kind of cool. I like it.
Yep.
Then here's like this one I like. This is the IFAC in Rescue, so this is the orange one.
Yep.
I like this one.
Yeah, I kind of like that one.
Yeah. Oh, I like orange, so that's probably why I like it.
But
uh,
and honestly, like that's almost like universal colors, right? For like ambulance type or first aid type
yeah,
thing, right? So you have like orange with like neon yellow reflectant tape on
yeah.
it. So
Like the other ones, they're almost too light a color. Maybe because if you're thinking you're packing this for, well, I guess these IFACs could be used in multiple situations, not just a winter situation. But those other ones would be easier to lose in snow, whereas this
yeah,
one stands out.
yeah,
And then we get the next version of the Dr. Asimov in yellow, so that's yellow
yeah,
elbow patches.
yeah,
And then the next tank, which is the bottled gas hazard, and so it's like very rusty. It's got like radiation symbol, I think, on it
I
in
believe
one
that's
spot
the
there.
flammable,
Oh, is that the flammable one?
yeah,
You might be right. Yeah, but it's a nice one.
yeah, yeah. These ones are so cool. Like
Yeah,
I don't know the way I'm thinking. It's like, man, maybe we are getting like flamethrowers next season or something like that.
you never
'Cause-
know. That'd be interesting. We get rectangle white for the M21. Another version of that rectangle one. The next version of the biohazard mask rescue. So it has like a red tank on it, and it's more of a grayish color.
yeah,
And then we get the first ginger beard for the shorter beard, the Nansen.
yeah.
So gingers represent. I don't know. Is there a ginger like hairstyle? Well, the men hairstyles don't really have any kind of color to them because they're very short. They're mostly almost shaven. So, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
guess.
honestly don't. I always rock the female archetype, so it's
I
like
know. Yeah, yeah, you do.
I have the default one and or that I like, and I never change.
Yeah.
I don't
Next version of Absolution Gold. We got 5144 as the numbers.
know.
Let's see here. Brushed white for the La Chiave. Oh, and this is the next. Yeah, it's hard to see in this picture. Unfortunately, I didn't get a good picture of this. It's called the Bear Hug face paints. So it's hard to see here, but it's like it's like a bit of scarring that sort of goes a little bit from
Yeah,
one side almost to the other. So maybe
it's like
like
they got
like where they
clawed
hit.
by a bear type thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah, not like not grotesquely like clawed or
no,
anything, but just like a scratches across.
yeah,
Yeah.
like a hug.
Now, do you get these glasses? These glasses are kind of cool. These are the glacier
Uh,
goggles. You don't like them?
yeah,
I didn't think so.
I no, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like these ones, but I'm
Oh,
never going to be using these
oh,
in the counter.
I guess depends on the
I think
outfit. Like,
they're
yeah.
cool. I think they're absolutely cool, but I am not wearing these in an encounter.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
There's a version of these that could go well with certain outfits. When we get to them, I'll mention it. But
sure.
then we get the plans, and the first time you'll get the L86s, assuming you haven't gotten them out of a container or something like a
Yeah,
POI or something. But yeah, you'll get a few of the L86 and the plans for it at level 41. Now, we might as well mention it now
44.
since we're at the plans. Well, 44, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
I just was looking at it. I was like a little bit far off.
yeah,
So if we look at the stats of it now, since we got it up here, you need crafting, at least from the preview build that we saw, you need crafting table 9 to be able to make it, and it's 32,000 materials and 24 hours.
yeah,
We don't have a lot of the stats, but it does a bit more damage than the L85
yeah,
and a little bit better range. Um,
yeah.
yeah, and it's a light machine gun. It does only have this, it has the same size clip as the L85. It has the same ammo, obviously, as the
Mm,
L85 and all the guns in those series. So you have a lot of guns that use the same ammo.
yeah.
But with the improvements they've made to firing and all that, this will, yeah, we're thinking it's probably going to replace the L85. Like, people probably want to use this more often. But
Yeah, I don't know why someone would use the L85 after this comes out because
yeah,
like there's the little like upticks in like damage and range, like they're slight. And I know we've always said it too, like don't usually take like the stats um as the Bible type thing,
yeah,
but it's like for all intended purposes, if they are essentially the same thing but you are getting those small upticks, why wouldn't you use it? Because it's going to
yeah,
cost you pretty much. They're very close in cost and time and material. So, like, yeah, I honestly wonder how much use the L85 is going to be, because you still have single fire mode. You
hmm,
have the full auto. Um, they're going to use the same recoil machine or uh, framework. I forget what
yeah.
the term I'm looking,
Mechanics,
but mechanics. Thank you, Doc.
yeah,
Uh, but so yeah, I'm very kind of curious. And honestly, like because it's an LMG, the only difference, the downside is going to affect your stamina like just a bit. It's not an
yeah,
overweight one, but it is going to like weigh you down a little bit more than what an L85 actually would. So in all honesty, like I'm kind of curious how this is going to play out, and I'm actually excited to like to try it out because I kind of like the L85 as is. So
yeah. No, it's I like the
I'm all,
L85. It was a great gun, and I'd use it. I wouldn't take it in a lot, but I would if I had it. Like, if I got one in a match, I would
yeah.
switch to it because it's a really good gun, and they
I,
both have the same scope too.
I just want to say the way you said it was the L85 was a great gun. So it's like
It was a great gun. Yeah, yeah.
rip rip the
Uh,
L85, like may you rest in peace.
yeah.
But no, yeah, I totally get you, Doc.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, we'll keep going here. Next version of the big outfit, the Dr. Dubois in blue.
Mhm.
It looks nice with the white coloring and the white around the cuffs and the legs and all that,
Yeah,
with it.
yeah, definitely looks good.
Uh, then we go back to one of these coiffs that, yeah, I don't know what they're going for here. It almost looks like she should be in a convent or something. You know what I mean? Like
No,
the nuns with the
yeah.
habits.
No, you know what I think it actually is. It's like a
Mm,
base layer for the head, right? So it's
yeah,
like you have your Under Armour type thing for like a shirt, and I think it's basically like the head equivalent to it.
Yeah.
Um,
It just looks
but
out of place,
or
I guess, without anything
yeah,
over it. Yeah.
or maybe it's like like a pilot helmet type thing. So it's like it's the base
Mm.
layer for like when you have like a firefighter or a, a jet plane fighter type thing, like
Yeah, yeah.
my God,
Uh,
Top Gun.
Pilot?
Yeah, pilot. Oh my God, I don't know what is going on with me today. But
It's
anyways,
been a long day. You're outside
yes,
a lot today. You're probably,
yeah,
a bit punch drunk from the sun.
yeah. Lots of
That
time
must be it.
outside. It's
Yeah.
beautiful outside summer. Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't get to spend much time outside today, unfortunately. I
yeah.
was too busy. But here we go. Then we get the 66 parallel for the Visa 58. Visa 58 seems to get a lot of skins when you look at
It
it.
does.
It really does.
But you know what? I think it has to do with the fact that it's a common weapon, or not even a common. It's a plentiful, right? So it's like
Plentiful. Yeah.
there's a ton of them available,
And
right? So
everyone starts with it because it's like one of the first guns you get. You get the
yeah,
like the Thompson. You'll get a Visa 58. You'll get some of the pistols,
yeah.
and then we get the next version of the Amundsen. I'm not sure if I'm saying the name right, but the long
I think you're
beard
good.
in gray. Yeah,
Yeah,
the gray version of it. I don't know which one I would sport. If I would sport the gray of this one or the shorter one. I tend to have a shorter beard, so I'd probably go with the shorter one myself. But then
I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited for like I'm glad we have beards, and I don't mind either one of them. And
yeah,
like I run the female archetype, so it's like I'm probably not going to have a beard on my Outlander, but when it comes to like down the line, it's like, can I get face stubble, or it's like, are we just going to get mustaches or whatnot? Like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
yeah, it's like
Get a bushy
exciting.
stash.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then next, at level 49, we get the plans and the radiation grenade. It's a neat. I like how they do their little makeshift little weapons, right? You got a thermos with I'm not sure if
Stick
that's
of
supposed to be a
dynamite.
stick of dynamite. Yeah, stick of dynamite stuck to it and getting ready.
Yeah,
Um, Looking at the grenade stats, um, again, it looks like it's supposed to be level 9 of the crafting table. 42 minutes to make, and this is just I think base level is 42 minutes to make, and
yeah, roughly.
11,550 materials. So if you have your water distillation all the way up, then that's going to like really decrease your time to build.
Yep.
Or is it your utility room decreases the cost?
Yeah,
Yeah, so the
chem
utility.
station is going to reduce the crafting time.
No, chem station is for breaking it down.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Utility room.
water.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, water
So
distillation
water.
and utility room
Yeah,
affect cost and time.
time.
Yeah.
That's right.
But yeah, so and then a few other things what we have written down here.
So do you want to get into this now or later? Because like I have a lot to say about
We have a lot to say
the.
about it. Yeah, we always
Oh
talk
yeah.
about it a little bit more later. That's just the base
Okay.
stats. So we'll talk. That's just the
Okay.
base stats for now.
Okay.
Then at level 50, we get
It's a hot
the well.
topic.
It's a hot topic. It is. It really is.
Yeah.
The level 50 diamond, which has the atomic symbol for carbon. Um, uh, Title and an
Yeah.
81454. So like the numbers keep changing. So it's really curious about those numbers. But
Yeah. I'm very very curious.
yeah.
I'm tempted to like message Cristiferbeast or
What are you
like
guys working on? You guys looking at
yeah,
this?
it's like,
What is
hey,
it?
hey, like, yeah, I need to know because it's
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna lie, Doc. I honestly thought they like, at quick glance, I thought they were just going up every level, right? So it'd be like one, two, three, four, five, six, and now that you said it, now it's bugging me because I don't know why.
There's got to be something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Level 51, you get the danger skin for the A1. So
yeah,
that's the second skin. The only out of the two that you get with it. Then we have like an old version, like a new version of one of the old ones, pilot goggles
yeah,
in leather. Then we get the this is the tactical IFAC, which is another good looking one. It's
yeah,
like a dark gray with the fluorescent stripes on it, so it's a good one.
yeah. I definitely like this one.
Yeah, yeah, I like it too. Another version of the Namsen beard in blonde.
Yep.
And then it's the Dr. Asimov in Synthwave.
Yeah.
This one's kind of neat because it's like that sort of fluorescency purple almost, right? With the
Yeah.
bright green on the shoulders or whatever. Yeah, it's kind of neat.
Yeah, and then you could put
Uh,
like those the disco assault mittens there that were
Assault
earlier in the.
mittens with them.
It would
Yeah,
totally go with it.
for sure. Yeah. Then we get some ski gloves. That's an older cosmetic, and they call it orange, and it's like gray, but there's like a little bit of orange peeking out of the cuff there.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
basically at the
orange.
cuff.
Yeah. And then it's the next version of these glacier goggles and the Aurora Borealis. And I was just thinking these would go good with the because there's an outfit for St. Patrick's Day, right?
Yep.
Wasn't there a green
Oh,
outfit?
yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would go good.
Yeah, so
Good
these would go
shout.
good with that. Uh, um, then we get the 6.6 parallel for the M2 carbine. Looks very similar to like the SKS, just different. The wrappings are a little different, but
Hmm.
then we get a snowstorm Ushanka, and then it's like Marie. So I'm not quite
Yeah.
sure. Must be like a character from the tapes, maybe. I haven't listened to
Yeah.
the tapes yet. I
Probably.
need like from any of the seasons,
Uh,
so I got to start listening.
no, no. So no. I think this is probably going to be exclusive to this season's tapes.
Yeah,
So
I would.
we
Yeah,
don't
okay.
have any.
We haven't had a reference to a Marie yet. Okay,
No, not that I
gotcha.
know of. Not that I can
Okay,
recall.
yeah, that makes sense. I think like the Doctor Asimov and the other Doctor Dubois. They're
Dubois.
obviously from these tapes too because they tend
Yeah.
to do that. So makes sense. And then we get Absolution Platinum 251521. Oof. Yeah, but it looks really cool with. I don't know, but it looks really cool with the lit up numbers. And if you when you're leaving it on the thing, like the numbers do sort of flash off and then flash back
Yeah.
on a little bit, so that's kind of
Yeah.
cool. Um, that's not it. I have to. I can only have so many slides in a single slideshow, so we'll go back to the next slideshow, and then that just shows the back of that last one.
Oh,
Um,
so does the
oh,
Geiger? How does the Geiger counter go? Is it higher like you were talking about?
I missed a bunch here for some reason. Oh, I'm missing a bunch. I thought I had them all, but I just jumped from like level. Um, oh, what level? Yeah, I'm missing a bunch of expedition goggles. Green is level 61. Then level 62 is the next version of the Amundsen beard in ginger.
Hmm.
Okay, and then going on from there, it's the field surgery face paints. I have a couple versions in here because Smokey he showed it on a male figure as well because you can't see it all on the female, because it shows like one cheek you can see, but there's some on the head and all that. So the first version here shows it on the one cheek. When I flip over in this screenshot, you might be able to see it. It might be a little hard to see, but he has on his forehead there's some stitches, and then on his other cheek is a teeny little bit of stitching. So
Yep.
that's field surgery face paints.
I think that's
Then
going to be
it's
a popular one too.
yeah, that one I could see being popular for sure. And then it's the next bottled gas that that you mentioned you like the 4500
Yeah.
psi. Yeah,
Yeah. I love that one. And
yeah,
this is like
it's
I'm pretty sure.
orangey and
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the hazard sign that's like expose or compressed gas hazard. So
right.
uh, I love this one.
And then we get the next Dr. Dubois in brown. So it's just a little bit more of a plainer outfit, but again, it has the white collar and white um, fabric around the cuffs and the legs.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we had the next aviator in dark. Still not my favorite, but this is probably my favorite of the aviators, just because it's a darker, maybe. But I still wouldn't wear it.
Yep.
Then we get the 6.6 parallel and the L for the L86. That's actually a good looking skin for it.
It is.
Um, yeah. And then we get the last version of the Glacier goggles, Aftermath.
Yeah. So the video I saw with these ones, which I believe was Cristiferbeast video, is when you actually turned your Outlander around, uh, the lenses were actually reflective and reactive to light
Oh,
on these ones. So I
okay.
don't know if that's the case with the glacier goggles for like the green ones and like the two
Right.
other iterations that we've seen.
Yeah.
But oh my god, these ones are like amazing. I love them, and these ones are basically like it's called aftermath. So something's happened, and like the glass is kind of like shattered, chipped, like cracked.
Yeah.
I this one is like absolutely amazing. Again,
Yeah.
it is bright. I am not going to wear this in encounter, but like these are amazing cosmetics.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like them a lot. Then we get another version of the Coif in navy. And then we get the level 70 version of the title,
Yeah,
Absolution Uranium. 9145. I think that's a 118 from
yeah,
what I can see. It's hard to tell
yeah.
because this one's a
And
little
this
bit.
level here comes with a 50 XP booster too. Like this is a massive
Yeah.
boost if you
Yeah,
get
you
to
get a
this
big
point.
boost here. Let's see what's next. Oh yeah, next is the next biohazard mask, Black Ops. This is a good looking one too
Yeah,
because it's all dark.
yeah, it is.
Yeah. A Munson beard, black. So the long version in a dark beard looks good. Then we get a Bugle A1 version of the 66 parallel skin.
Yep.
And then we get the last IGAC in ivory. And then we also have the last outfit. This is on the
Yeah.
free tier, but it's the last version of Dr. Dubois, the polar version.
Yeah.
That's a good
This
looking one.
one, I absolutely, this is my favorite one
Yeah.
by far. It looks really good, really good.
Yeah. And then we get the last title, which is Plutonium 225255514. And when you look at the back, I don't know if I have the picture of the back here. Do I? No,
Oh
I
yeah,
don't.
it is max. The Geiger
It's
counter
maxed
is
out though. I
maxed
did
out.
have the picture. I
Yeah.
had it up earlier, but it's maxed
Okay.
out. Yeah. Actually,
Gotcha.
if I go back to that slideshow, oh, it's on. If I go backwards, it's going to let me go backwards. Oh, that's why.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could move on.
We just move on. Yeah, it's not working so great. You prepare, but then things don't always work out the way you think they're going to work out.
Okay.
That's okay. But yeah, that's the battle pass. That's all the levels. So there's some really good stuff in there. Cosmetics and just in it's all cosmetics, but there's a lot I like in there. Obviously there's a lot of filler because 75 levels they got to throw filler in there. And some of the new
Yeah.
stuff not for me, but the fact that they come up with new stuff is great. Can't complain.
The 66 parallel gunskins, at first I thought it was like, you know what, they're kind of like meh, but like the more we were looking at them, I was like, oh my god, these, like, especially with like the L86, the Bugle, the yeah, it's growing on me. I really kind of like it now.
Yeah, the bugle one, like the tape is sort of around the clip and the hand and the grip. That's the only places that really seem to have tape on that one,
Yeah, well,
which is a
pretty
little
much all the
different from
weapons,
the
that's
others.
how it is, right? It's always on the stock and
Yeah,
the on the clips.
or sometimes on the barrel or on the body of it a little bit too. It varied a
I
little
think
bit.
it's usually where there's like
Mm,
wood or the
right.
clips is from what I've noticed, but I might be wrong. Have to go back and look at them all. But anyways,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so what is next? What did you want to talk about next? We have.
well, yeah, on the agenda was the limbs, but we go with whatever is in the slide.
Yeah, well, we can totally do a limbs. Because I could always go back on the slides. So
Well, no, I'm trying to avoid that.
Okay, then let's not do that. Okay,
Make it
so then
easier.
we will talk about challenges next. That was here. Do you
Awesome.
want to talk us through
Yeah.
challenges a little bit?
So
I'll bring it up here.
The
There
devs
we go.
have been letting us know that challenges have been getting a rework. They've already kind of like done that this current season, where they've already been reworked a little bit, but now this isn't even the final form either. They kind of gave us a heads up.
Yeah.
But so now you're getting 4 new daily challenges, various difficulties. But you could have 2 easy ones or 3 easy ones. It doesn't seem like there's like a guaranteed hard, medium, easy type thing. So you get 4 of them. At the end of the day, if you don't complete them, they're gone. So it's not like currently where you could just ignore a challenge, or if there's one that it might take you a day or two to do, uh, you could save up for it. In this case, now it's like one day, that's all you got to do
Yeah.
it. Now, they've introduced a new mechanic where you could actually re-roll a challenge. So if there's something you don't like, you could go and pick it and re-roll it for a different cost. So it depends on the difficulty of the challenge. So if it's an easy one, it'll cost you 3 crowns. There's 3, 5, 7, and 10 crowns. So 10 crowns being a difficult challenge. And basically, you could tell how difficult the challenge is by the amount of XP
Yeah.
next to it.
Like
And
in this instance here, becoming a threat, that would be a difficult one. So it'd probably be a 10
yeah,
crown one, I imagine.
it will be a 10. So anything
Yeah.
2,500 XP is 10 crowns. So yeah, I kind of like the way they're going. I totally understand. Like they're throwing in like a cost of crowns. They need to generate revenue. This is a good little way. It's very inexpensive, honestly.
Yeah.
So because like you think about it, when you're max antenna, I could go in and after 24 hours, I think it's like 6 or 7 crowns. So I could easily afford to do a couple of rerolls if I want to. But typically, me, it's like if I don't get a challenge done, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, melee challenges are still part of the mix.
So get ready
So
to re-roll
those,
those ones.
yeah, maybe reroll those ones or
Yeah.
just ignore it. But like I said, they are going to be gone within the 24 hours type thing. Like I think right now, I think it's 1 a.m. my Eastern time is when they reset the challenges. So odds are
Yeah,
it's
because
going to
I
be the
think it's
same
11
thing
o'clock
with
for
these
me,
ones.
so I'm 2 hours difference. So yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
then with this whole reroll thing, they got rid of getting rid of a challenge altogether, right? So it used to be you could
yeah,
delete a challenge. Now
yeah,
there's no deleting a challenge. It's just reroll it if you want it. You have to spend
yeah.
money to reroll
Because
it or wait till the
there's
end of
no
the day.
point in deleting a challenge at this point because it's going to be
True.
reset at the end of the day. So
Yeah. 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 But yeah,
yeah,
it
I
looks
do
good. Like
like it.
it's a neat idea, and having 4 challenges is kind of cool.
Yeah, and like they said too, they mentioned like this isn't the final thing. And honestly, I'm thinking like I've said this for a while now, is like give us weekly and monthly challenges, and maybe just maybe, oh my god, we get like exclusive monthly challenge skins or something like that, right? That would be like fantastic. That would be
Right.
like for me ideal scenario. Whereas like yeah, it would be so special because it's like right now with the battle pass, right? It's not as big of a deal with the titles because a lot of people are finishing the seasons, right? Now with like 75 levels, like maybe if you throw up that plutonium title, they're like, oh my god, that person finished that battle pass. But what if it's the same thing now with challenges where it's like you got like a hard challenge for a monthly one and you got a special skin for it, and you could sport that and kind of brag,
Hmm.
I completed this hard difficult monthly challenge.
Right. Right. That'd
So
be interesting. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Hmm. No, but yeah, it's cool that they keep reworking it, and I don't know if they're ever going to cut to a final version of it, but if they do, then we may have to redo that. That's when we'll have to redo our challenge video
yeah, yeah.
because now it's like that's
And
so out of date.
I know, and it's like one of the more recent
Yeah,
ones too, right? Like
it is. I
it
know
hasn't
they
even
did.
been 10 episodes or something like that, I
We
think.
decided, hey, let's do one all in
So
challenges, and then right after we
yeah,
release it, they start changing everything.
yep. I think it
It's
was
fun.
like the week after it came out. I think
Yeah,
is when
pretty
it
close.
happened.
Yeah. That's what happens when you don't
Uh,
have inside information. We just
yeah,
put out content and we we have no clue what's coming up.
it's all good. It's all
It is.
good.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's
Anyways,
challenges. So that's what they've done with challenges. So that's the new format for at least for next season for sure.
yeah,
And then next is eliminations. So obviously they reworked eliminations. I'm showing the title screen when you load in, and obviously you see Fisk Fabrique is the new big thing for elims, or one of the new big things, I should say. They've released 3 new maps all around Fisk. One
yeah,
map is centered around the central warehouses, and where the store and the warehouses are. So that's one of the
yeah,
maps. Another map is where the boss's office, like where the factory is, and that
yeah.
parking area. That's all one map now. And then the third map I haven't seen, but you mentioned it's up in the houses, I believe, where they have like
Yeah,
Cafe
but
Lise and all that around
yeah,
there. Yeah,
yeah. Apparently, I haven't actually seen it. War Dog
yeah,
was the one who mentioned it in his on his stream with the when him and Dizzy were in a preview build, and they didn't actually get that map either. They were in the store market map because it basically is adjacent to it, right? So you walk to the edge of it, and then he's like, okay, like he pointed out where it's like,
oh,
okay, you
okay,
could actually spawn here, and it's like that's a spawn point. So
great. And it mentions here, like it just has a few of the things about what's eliminations. 2 teams fight it out, work together. Um, to capture the central objective or whatever. And the one little sentence that they throw in here: Outlanders can select loadout at the start of each round. So that's the
yeah,
big thing, and you'll see it here in one of the few coming up screenshots. But there's no longer, like, when you go into eliminations, um, it'll give you 5 loadouts, and you'll see a picture of it here soon. But it's going to be the same loadouts for the rest of that eliminations. Like each
yeah,
round, it's that same loadouts you're choosing from. Whereas
yeah,
before, you could get a random loadout each round or whatever. So
yeah.
that's
Where
that's
everyone would
huge.
have the same loadout. Yeah,
Yeah. The next picture here is showing you the loading screen. So this is the loading
yeah,
screen where you can now spend crowns to do things like boosting and buying something called a loadout ticket. So loadout ticket is going to come out when we're looking at choosing a loadout. So it's fairly cheap. Like boosting is like 10 crowns per level, and each team has to boost separately. So if one team's boosting and the other team isn't, that's the team that's going to get anything. I guess at the end of the match, win or lose, it takes your experience from all the members of your team,
yeah.
adds it sort of up, and sees how, with your boosts, sees how far you get and what rewards you'll get. If you're the losing team, obviously the reward won't be quite as good as if you were the winning team. Like the winning team, I
Well,
think, can get the limb crates and some better crates, but I think the losing team will still get
it's
stuff.
still yeah, it's still score based, right? It's a score
Yeah,
booster, and it applies to your whole team, but it still applies to your individual XP that you
right.
gathered for that round. So,
Yeah,
yeah, what's cool about this loading screen is you can see the other team how much they're boosting and what they're boosting. Like, are they
yeah.
boosting loadout tickets? Are they boosting score boosters? Um, so it is kind of cool that they made it this way. And basically, the way it works too is you'll see it'll go from right to left, or like the left side goes inwards and the right side goes inwards as well
Yeah.
as they're boosting. So it is very visually, it's like pretty easy to understand how this is getting boosted.
And it's a totally makes sense too, and it's kind of cool because with a shootout, when you're boosting, it's affecting everybody, and it just goes in one direction. So it makes sense that because it's 2 teams going against each other, when you're boosting, that each team is sort of moving towards the center. And it was a smart way to do it. I like it.
Yeah,
And then the next picture shows the loadouts. So that's what the
yeah,
tickets are for. So each person can buy up to 5 tickets. So that's an individual thing. You're
yeah.
spending 3 crowns per ticket, and tickets don't carry over match to match. So once you buy those tickets, they can only be used in that encounter
Elim.
or that eliminate
Yeah,
elim. Yeah.
yeah,
And what they're for is if somebody takes a loadout that you want to use, it's locked out to you. So the first person to get a loadout, it locks it. You could choose. You could go for one of the other loadouts, or if you really want to use the loadout they have, and you have the tickets, you can unlock it and take it. And for that round, you can use that same loadout.
Yeah.
Everybody could be
So
using the same loadout, but that means everybody has to spend a ticket, except for the person
yeah,
who took it originally.
exactly. And so if you pick a loadout too, for what round? So in this case here, the screenshot shows like the L85 loadout as being chosen. The next
Yeah.
round, there's actually a delay. So
I didn't know
some
about this,
one of
so
your
that's good.
one of your teammates could actually pick it up before you. I think it's a 5-second delay. So it's like, let's say I pick it up next round. I see a countdown at the top saying 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Doc has the opportunity to go pick it, but then I could still unlock it
As long as you had a ticket. Yeah.
with the ticket. And yeah, and another thing too, if you guys didn't notice, they've actually added consumables to limbs. So there's some loadouts that will have heals. Usually it's the lower tier loadouts that will have heals, and then usually the higher ones will have like the consumable tools in most cases.
I
From what
actually
I've
hadn't
seen,
noticed
anyways.
that until just now. You mentioned it, like, wait a minute, you're right.
Yeah.
I never even
So
thought of it. Yeah.
yeah, and so it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Like as far as I know, like heals do not apply to the higher end ones, but you could always loot, your teammates. So
And
it's like
it's
some
really like,
guys like
yeah, you could loot it, but then you got to also make the think like, okay, yeah, I want the LD5, but a grenade would be really handy. A grenade in the
yeah.
limbs could be huge. So
Yeah, it's a little crazy because like I think even mortars are in here and like the maps, some of these maps are like pretty small, right?
wow,
So
mortars.
it's like
Oh man,
um,
I couldn't even
yeah.
imagine.
So yeah. Um,
Yeah, that's all we have for pictures for our limbs. Is those 3 picks.
so
Yeah.
yeah, so I've seen a lot of debate about this being now pay to win. Um, so I kind of understand where some people are coming from because basically, like, say your whole team boosts to get your 5 tickets, right? To go and pick the top loadout. Oh, hold on. There's one other thing too. If you do not pick a loadout, it defaults to the far left as well. So whichever loadout is on your far left, that is the one that it'll default to.
So if nobody picked a loadout, would everyone default to that far left one?
I don't know. That's a good question,
Okay.
but
Yeah,
I
that's a good
know
question.
individually, if one person does not, because War Dog mentioned this,
Okay.
is it defaults to the left one. But no, I do not know how that works. That was interesting, but maybe it just randomly says you get the first one, you get the second one, you get the third one, or whatever.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
whoever,
a good
yeah.
question.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious.
So,
Well, maybe we'll have to
so
try it.
yeah,
If
so
multiple of us don't take anything.
yeah, so back to going to like the pay to win discussion. So let's
Yeah.
say you go back to that loading screen at the start. Let's say the other team is buying all of the
Loadout
tickets.
tickets.
You have the opportunity to do the same thing. So it's not like it's an unfair advantage where like they're buying ahead of time. You know exactly how many tickets they bought. Okay. So the other thing too is you could only buy 5 tickets.
Yeah.
Eliminations is basically the best. It's the you got to go to 5. So that's the best out of 10 or best out of 9, I should say, right? So if you go the distance, someone is using 5 tickets, and 4 other games, they're going to have to pick other loadouts. So
Is it? Now I'm really curious.
what do you mean?
Like the tickets, is that a per person or a per team limit?
No, it's per person.
Oh yeah, because it doesn't show a bar for the tickets. It just shows
No.
that you'll have no clue if people buy tickets. Oh no, it does. It says underneath
Yeah,
them. I'm
it shows
sorry.
it under
It
on the
shows
Outlander.
underneath them. Yeah, I
So
didn't. I was curious where is it
yeah,
showing that? But yeah, under the one person
no,
it shows
you know
5.
exactly how
Under the
many
other
tickets are
person
being
shows
bought.
1. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So essentially if someone's boosting, but at the same time they're not boosting for the full elim. they're buying 5 tickets. That's 5 rounds out of 9
5
that they're
rounds
going to be
out
able
of
to.
9, maximum
So
9. Yeah.
yeah, so technically, at most, they could have, let's say, the best loadout 6 times because one of them is going to be a free time,
Yeah.
right? So uh, I don't want to say it's pay to win because it's not a pure pay to win. There is a slight advantage, but I'm not saying it's a massive advantage. Um, my question is when it comes to the score boosting, because I saw like some partners, like quite a few partners, do like 1 round of elims, and they were getting like special issue crates. They were getting military crates, and like it didn't seem like the score was like pretty high prior to the boosters. So I'm just kind of curious, how much money do you have to spend, or how many crowns do you have to spend to get like a special issue? Because
Right.
I'm just scared about like the balance of like how easy is it to actually get those special issue crates
Yeah.
or extra bonus crates. But other than
Because
that,
that's
I love how they reworked it.
Yeah, because that's the difference between this and the other modes. Because like in the encounters, you see what it's getting boosted to, right? Like when they boost an airdrop, it's like okay, it boosts all the way up to like special issue, then
Yeah,
it's like special issue plus and whatever. And in shootout, the more people boost, it's there's like there is like a formula. You know what it's going to be. It's like so many people down are going to get like the
yeah,
shootout crates and then some extra crates or whatever. But yeah, here I guess it all depends on how
and
the boost
yeah,
affects
and
everybody on the team. Yeah.
like you mentioned, like in shootout, how like exactly what you're going to get because Vigor put out an amazing blog
Yeah.
post about how the rewards were actually worked that season, and they mentioned on DevStream too. There is a blog post coming for the Olymps, so
I'll probably show
I'm
us the
super
similar.
excited. Yeah, I'm super excited to actually
Yeah.
see that, to see how it is, right? Because right now it's like you get 1,000 XP in eliminations. If you lose, you're still getting a common crate. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm just kind of curious again how like the boosters work and like what the rewards are going to be and whatnot, because that's the only thing is I'm concerned about how easy is it to actually get like these special issue crates and
Yeah.
everything. Like
Because
uh,
there's already people like teams out there, people who grind elims as it is. Like you go in there, you
yeah,
get some really sweaty teams. So that's all they do is they probably play elims and that's it. Potentially. I don't know.
yeah,
But so yeah, like if it gets to the point where they're getting easy like free crates for them, well, it's not free. They're
yeah.
paying money
They're
for it.
not free.
They're 10
Yeah,
crowns per boost. So
yeah.
uh,
So that's my only concern about,
yeah,
well, my concerns, because I talked about like the pay to win and
yeah,
this and
yeah.
the crate, but I love the way that they reworked it. Um, no one actually saw this coming. So it's like this is two things that didn't really see coming, but I like it. Surprised that there was a new map. Excited that there's new maps here. And we didn't mention it. Uh, so Fisk is now going to be rotating, just like
Yeah.
Shootout. So there's going to be a timer, and then it's going to rotate between Anakin and Fisk.
They did mention in the
The
dev
hour and a
stream that
half.
they'll probably have like a week of it being Fisk before it goes
Okay.
starts a rotation. Like
Oh, yeah. They might have a static map in the bottom
yeah,
right
yeah, there
there,
might be
maybe.
like a
Okay.
static one is separate from the other one. So I think
Yeah.
Pirate said it'd be like a week. They were talking about maybe we'll
Okay.
see, but where you'll always be able to get into Fisk, and I guess maybe they'll still have the other one open as well. I don't know. We'll see, but and then it'll go to the rotation thing where yeah, it's going to be Fisk and their 3 maps, and then it'll rotate to Anakin and it's 5 maps. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So yeah,
Now the last
I'm excited
topic.
to like. I'm excited to play with that. Oh yeah, if
Yeah.
you want to do the last
Yeah,
topic.
we don't have to have anything up for this because there's really nothing to show for
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
It comes
So
back to the radiation grenades.
yeah. So the radiation grenades. Very very apropos hot topic. Because it's radiation. But
Yeah.
uh, honestly, like I haven't seen this much buzz about like an addition to the game. I want to say since Mortar Strikes were introduced. Uh,
Grenades were hugely anticipated, and there was a lot of buzz around grenades, but
yeah, but
it was all pretty
I
positive at the time.
yeah, like people were generally excited, but like when it came to the mortars coming in, it like people were saying it was going to break the game and everything, and I was like, oh my god, like people relax. Like I
Yeah,
don't get me wrong, I was worried about mortars, but like I say it all the time, right? It's like let me get a handle on it. Let me like
yeah,
get to use them in encounters in real life situations. Like give it time, and then uh, I came up with a little saying. I sent Doc the picture. Uh,
so I could
Keep
bring it up.
calm and oh yeah.
Yeah, here,
So
I'll bring it up.
yeah.
Oh, I have to go. Oh, just a sec. Here we go.
So keep
There we
calm
go.
and vigor on. Uh,
That's right.
and it's like I even made a hashtag, and uh, one of our viewers, Atomic, he actually said this would look awesome on a T-shirt, and kind of
Absolutely.
threw it at Vigor and say, hey, what do you guys think? But anyways, and I will take a free T-shirt if you guys end up doing this. But anyways, radiation grenades. No one saw this coming. Uh, okay, cosmetically, I love the way they did it. We said it. Thermos with dynamite, very very like original idea. I love it.
Yep.
I would love to see dynamite now that they added it to the thing.
Yeah, now
But
that it's a thing
uh,
that's potentially added to something, can we just take it
yeah,
off of there and
yeah.
yeah,
But um, yeah, it is definitely a hot topic. Didn't see it coming. I'm excited. I love the idea of it. Um, so basically, you could throw the grenade,
mhm.
it blows up, and then there's a field of radiation that are indicated by like green little kind of specters or dots everywhere.
Like it shows on
Um,
the screen, yeah,
yeah.
our little
Um,
loading screen.
the I believe the radius is 25 meters. I think Wardog kind of measured it out roughly.
Mm,
So roughly 25 meters. So it's a big enough area.
yep,
Um, it's a special issue, so you can only bring in two. It lasts the whole encounter.
yeah.
It
So as soon
is
as you throw it, it'll be there for the rest of that encounter. Yep.
Yeah. So once you walk into the field of radiation, kind of like how it is with walking in cold water, there's a timer that kind of starts ticking up. So as that timer starts, you're taking a little bit of damage, but once it fills up, you're taking the maximum amount of damage.
Yeah,
Okay, and it ticks down fast.
yeah.
Once you
Like
get to that
your
full
damage
thing.
goes quick.
Yeah, 100%. And when you throw two grenades, the damage doesn't stack, but the speed of getting to max damage is what
Yeah,
stacks. So
yeah,
you are getting to the max damage a lot quicker.
hmm
So, uh, yeah,
yeah, and that'll affect
I'm
you for
kind of
the rest. Like
curious.
you take a little bit of
Yeah,
radiation damage, and that'll affect you for the rest of the match.
exactly.
Um,
Because it's
yeah,
radiation, it
yeah.
reduces your maximum health. That's what it is. So, yeah. So I'm curious, Doc, what do you think about it?
It's hard to say, right? It's like
Yeah.
it could be really annoying because
Mhm.
people will need to have iodine if they want to the people are all worried about, oh my god, the POIs are going to be totally radiated all the time now. But you got to think, no one's going to be starting with grenades, and you have to get to level 49 even to get the plans for them. Sure, the
Yeah.
sweats, the people who grind these battle passes real quick, yeah, they'll have it somewhat quickly, but the majority of the people out there won't. It's gonna take them a long time to get to level
Yeah.
49 to get the plans. So they might get
Yeah.
grenades from a POI or whatever. So it's not like there's gonna
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
radiation thrown all over the place, right?
So that's one thing too. I'm kind of curious because I haven't been able to watch a ton of like preview build stuff,
Yeah.
and I haven't seen any at this time or up to this point where someone's gone, a partner's gone into the preview build and gone to like a loot event and actually gotten like one of these radiation grenades out of like Time Vault, lock
Oh, out
container,
of a vault
or
or something,
bright house.
right?
So maybe they are in there, maybe they aren't. I don't know.
Yeah.
The same thing with cache, the cache spots. Who knows? And then the same thing with like your airdrops. Like who knows if they're going to actually be available in there. So like it's not just getting them through the battle pass. Like, but I totally get what you're saying too.
Yeah.
It's going to be a while before we actually see it. The thing is though, is like I've seen some people say that meta is now going to be iodine and radiation grenades. No, you know
No.
why? It's so expensive. Okay,
Mhm.
right now, pretty much meta is you bring in a port or at least one port and armor plate.
Yeah.
If not, you bring two ports and two armor plates if you're a super sweaty person. Are
And maybe
you
a couple
actually going to
grenades.
bring in, yeah, and maybe grenades? Yeah, that's excellent point. So let's say
Yeah.
bring in grenades. So let's say you max that out. You're up to 6 special issue items. Are you actually going to bring in two more variants
Special
of
issues.
special
Yeah.
issues? That's going to cost you a
That's
fortune.
not even
I
2
don't care
more.
how many
4 more
materials.
if you wanna have iodine.
Well, I meant like two different types, right? But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
like
okay, yeah. I see what you're
so
saying.
yeah, four total. That is going to be like so expensive. That is not
Yeah.
called. People could do that, but that's not the meta. If it's going to
No.
cost you an arm and a leg, it
Yeah.
is absolutely not.
You'll just
Meta is
tear
like
through your
something that is cost
materials.
effective. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Something is that is somewhat cost effective. This is not cost effective. It is not going to be meta. It is going to be super annoying, I'm sure, until people figure out how to play
Yeah.
around it or use it. Now, people who say that like the loot events are all going to be spoiled and it looters are going to get like kind of like screwed and left behind. It's like, I'm sorry, we've been saying this forever. Know your maps. The best
Yep.
loot is not at the loot events.
You don't go for the
They are
loot
not.
events.
Yeah, and if you look honestly, let's talk about Time Vault. Time Vault has not been good for like a season.
Yeah.
This
It's
season
been kinda
it got
weak.
nerfed and it is weak. It used to be my favorite one. And it's sorry, I'm probably yelling and you're probably tweaking my
Nope.
audio
No,
level,
no, you're
but
good.
I'm passionate about this. Uh,
Yeah.
but it's like Time Vault is not what it used to be. And so it's they need to like learn the maps, go find some actual loot in houses. And
Mhm.
it's like, you know what? Don't worry about the houses being radiated. Because by the time you throw it, someone throws it, you could jump out, whatever. Like at any point, you're going to fight someone anyways, most likely.
Yeah.
At this point, this juncture in this current state of the game, this is not like a loot and scoot game, unfortunately. The game has gone super aggressive and very more towards a shooter than a looter. And that's one thing that actually attracted me was like the looting aspect.
Yeah.
So you're kind of pushed towards there, and like it sucks for the looters, but and it's still kind of trending that way too. But you like it, learn your maps. The loot is there. Know which
Yep.
maps, and you can go find all the chems you want. You could go find all the fuel you want, wire, whatever. Like watch one of our many episodes that it will tell you where to find the loot. We even
Yep.
have an episode called "So You're Looking for Loot," and we have everything timestamped for you, so you could easily click and then get to the spot you want. So
Yeah,
hashtag
and things
plug,
may have changed a
hashtag
bit
ad.
since it, but the
Yes,
overall meaning, like, for it is still essentially the same. Yeah.
yeah. So like for me, people saying that and the loot events, ignore them. Who cares? Because looters, honestly, if you're there for looting, you should not be going to the loot event because that is probably the most combative places
Yeah.
on the
Like
map.
I'm mainly a looter. I do a bit
Mhm.
more combat now, but I'm still mainly a looter. And for me, loot events are situational. If I start close to a
Mhm.
loot enough event, sure, I might run for it and try to get it, and then maybe I'll have to get a fight a couple people during it, but whatever. Um, but usually that's something like the container lock container. If I start right next to it or close to it, then yeah, I'll lock it, I'll grab it and run, and
Yeah,
so that's what you got to do. Um, but yeah, otherwise, I'm not going near the loot events. I'm looking. I know where the good loot is. I'll go look for it.
yeah,
I'm looking for the buried cache. Like I check all the spots I know, kind of find the buried cache, hope I get the picture so I know where it is.
Yep.
That's where the loot is. That's where you got to look for. So
Yeah. Know your maps. Like
know your
know
map.
your map. 100%. Like don't
We have a ton of map
ignore it.
episodes. Check them out.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, that, like, to me, that's the counter argument for like those things are going to be spoiled. And it's like, yeah, lock container, you can get some good weapons out of, but it's like, honestly, you should not be, your main goal should not be going to lock container to get a weapon, because that, to me, that's part of gear fear, where it's like you're worried about like your weapons, your stockpile, losing them and whatnot. So like, honestly, that should be an afterthought. It's like a bonus.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, spoiled POIs, no, absolutely not. Um, the thing is, like, you need to think about, like, what are your tactics to combat, a radiation grenade. So it's like, hey, I actually had a thing with DTB Gaming on Twitter. It's like, people are going to think, hey, people are going to hide in houses and you're just going to get radiated in the house until you die. Well, it's like, hey, transmitters. What, I'm sure a lot of people have stockpiles. Put a transmitter in there. Let someone waste a radiation grenade in a house,
Yeah.
right?
Let them think you're in there and
So
radiate the
it's
house.
like,
Yeah.
there's plenty of things. Lately, I've been planting transmitters with like 3 contact bombs. Transmitters mask the sound of the contact bombs, and maybe someone already got me with that trick, so I'm just kind of using it. But anyways,
So you borrowed it, yeah.
so it's like, there's tactics, like, you know there's so many things you can do. If you don't want to get ported, you have jammers, right? And that way you're not detected. They're not going to know where you are. They won't be able to throw a rag grenade at you. So there's so many things. So those are my arguments about, radiation grenades kind of being like over the top, meta and all that. Um, so it's like, they're expensive. There's tactics that I've already given an idea, and I'm sure there's going to be other ones around.
Yeah.
Obviously iodine is there too. And know your maps. Don't care about the loot events. They are People are ultra focused on them, and they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But there are some tweaks I would love to see. Like, I would love to see the, as we kind of mentioned, the damage timer. If you
Mhm.
pop an iodine, that does not mitigate that. You could pop an iodine, and your timer for the
Yeah.
damage will start instantaneously anyways. I would love to see that mitigated and stopped by iodine, and only start once your effects of iodine
Right, so you
is
pop the
over, right?
iodine, it gets rid of the timer.
Before, yeah, no,
Yeah.
pop it before you go into the radiation field,
Oh, so you
and
don't
then
get the
walk
timer at
in.
all.
So you don't get the timer at all
Right.
until your radiation, or your iodine is done,
Iodine wears out. Yeah.
and then it starts. Not because what's happening is, you could pop
Yeah.
iodine, run in, but it's like you're literally wasting iodine because you're taking minimal damage at the start, right? So by the time your iodine is done, you're max damage.
Mhm.
So to me, that would be like a huge quality of life update just for that right there. Um,
And, in theory, things could change by Wednesday, but I don't think it's gonna change that much. Um,
yeah. The thing too, um, is, so they have to submit the game to like Xbox and
yeah.
all the consoles for, certification and whatnot. I don't know the process, but I have a feeling that it's already happened, right? Like,
Well,
it's
we'll have
probably
to
a lengthy
s
process.
yeah, but there's also, I guess, when Smokey Dopey was doing his testing, he tried radiating
Yeah,
the drop, and then he
yeah,
went and grabbed the
and
drop, but he wasn't getting affected by the radiation.
because it
So there
canceled
was
out, because
yeah,
the drop was in a radiated grenade zone,
yeah, yeah.
so it canceled out. So
But then when he got out of the radiation, it still wasn't affecting him, right? So
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I mean.
there's an issue. So I don't know if they're going to try to fix that before or not, if they even know about it. I don't know.
So and this is a benefit of like the longer seasons with like the
Hmm.
monthly updates is they'll be able to like do either bug fixes like this or even tweak, the radiation
Yeah,
grenades.
for like the point one update or
So
something. Yeah.
yeah. So and then another tweak I'd like to see, and I would love to see the radiation actually dissipate
Yeah.
over time, right? Instead of staying there. Like I kind of get it, but at the same time, it's a grenade. So it's like it's not like they're like let's say it's like a transmitter. Let's say it's a radioactive transmitter where the stick's there all game. It's like radiation should be there the whole time. But in this case here, it's a consumable, it blows up, it's gone to bits and pieces, and now is technically, let's just say it's like vapors. So then it would just kind of like I get it, it's radiation. I'm not a scientist. I don't know how this works,
I
but
know radiation has a half life and it takes a long time to go away, but yeah,
yeah,
that's also typically with radiation. It has something that's sort of generating the radiation. I'm not sure either. So I
yeah.
haven't seen Chernobyl, so I don't know.
Actually, you should check that out because
I
Chernobyl was
I hear
actually
it's good.
really
It
good.
does look good, and
Yeah,
I heard it was really
it
good.
was
Just
very
never
cool.
got around, haven't gotten around to it.
It is mind blowing.
Yeah.
I know it's a TV show, but it's kind of tied to real life, so it is very very fascinating. Anyways, um, so yeah, that's the only thing. Like those are some of the tweaks uh, I would like to see. You arguments where you should be able to heal yourself from, a radiation grenade. It's radiation.
It's
Radiation is
radiation,
radiation. It's not even. You can't even make the point that it's man-made radiation because it still comes from like plutonium or whatever.
or whatever they're
Uh,
sticking in that thermos. It's
yeah,
either plutonium or
exactly.
uranium, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, it's an element.
So it's like you cannot you cannot argue that it's man-made because so is the actual radiation, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
um,
It's all
but
man-made. Yeah.
but how about this? What if what if this brings in the opportunity to actually say maybe there is some kind of like I'm not a scientist again, but what if there's some kind of actual consumable that can actually heal you from radiation?
Right. Or what if
So maybe
there was an outfit you could wear that actually affected how radiation affected you? So if you went in with a certain
yeah,
outfit, then that makes it then outfits are no longer just cosmetic. Outfits could have a purpose. So
but
that's really
what if
changing a lot,
yeah,
right? But
what if it's like some kind of consumable like you say instead of a cosmetic thing where it's like
mhm.
maybe it's an attack like a cosmetic or consumable tool that is on your person, kind of like an armor plate, but it protects you from like kind of like iodine, but like it's more permanent type thing.
Well then, oh yeah, almost like
But then if you got shot, it takes damage, and then
yeah, that becomes less effective. Well, like
yeah,
almost like those radiation suits, like those hazmat suits, right? So
yeah,
like a hazmat, like somehow you're carrying a hazmat suit in your pack, and you pull it out, put and use the consumable that outfits you in a
yeah,
hazmat suit, so you can walk in. But it's not an outfit you're wearing. It's a consumable you've put on that could
yeah,
maybe temporarily change your
yeah,
appearance. But then, like armor, it has like a thing, and it takes damage or whatever, it goes away. That
yeah.
could be.
So
Or
yeah,
instead
so
of like a suit, but it could be the representation of a suit, but have the same thing as the armor does. So like instead of a piece of
yeah,
armor, there would be like a
yeah,
hazmat suit symbol with a
yeah,
circle.
and that's kind of what I was like
That's what you're
meaning.
alluding to. Yeah,
It,
yeah, yeah.
it wasn't clear, but yeah,
No,
um,
I get it.
but
Yep.
yeah, so it's like what if like I don't know like what if there is a consumable like that could actually heal you from radiation? Because to me, like radiation is radiation. Currently in our kit, there is nothing that should actually heal you from radiation,
No,
right?
right. I don't think so either. Yeah.
So, like I think you have to do that tweak to iodine, um, so it stops the counter from going up because the amount of time it takes you to like do anything, like go in and loot. like, lock container or whatever. It is insane. And again, just screw the loot events. But
Yeah.
anyways, but I'm just using that as an example, right?
Yep.
Uh, so I'd like to see that. But honestly, if they wanted an idea for like something like this, but that would give you damage that was healable, call it a poison cloud or call it like a noxious gas uh, grenade, right? You throw the grenade, boom, there's a cloud of smoke. You're taking damage because you're breathing in all this poison. You get out of there, boom, antibiotic, you're healed up.
That's like
This,
Agent Orange or something like that,
yeah.
or yeah,
So
those
that gets
chemical
rid of
weapons.
like gets rid of the outcry of, hey, I should be able to heal myself after going into this. So it's just an idea,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm I'm super curious how this is all going to play out and whatnot.
Yeah.
Uh, I just
It,
I just think again, like I think so many people jump off the deep end, especially
yeah.
this.
They think it's game changing, it's going to ruin everything, or
Yeah,
it's not. It's really not.
you have to give it a chance and see how it
Yep.
actually plays out, because and I get it. Don't get me wrong. I'm super leery now of playing duos, trios, because if you get like a trio with like all of them have two, that's six. If
Not only
they could
that,
literally.
what about the whole killing your teammate thing?
But what do you mean?
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
team
well,
killing.
now they can use like, because the
Oh
damage
yeah,
from the radiation doesn't
yeah,
count as damage from a person.
yeah.
So now they could throw one of these, their teammate could die at the edge of the radiation or whatever, and then
My
they could get their loot.
Yeah, but don't forget too that like there's other things they can do too right now. Like I don't want
I
to
know.
advertise
I'm
any of
just
it, that
saying.
stuff, but
I know, but I'm
yeah,
just
but
thinking
that
like,
is a point.
is,
And
yeah,
that's another thing too is people talking about like sweats running in with radiation grenades and blah blah blah. It's like if they're sweats going for kills,
they don't need radiation
they
grenades.
don't want radiation grenades because they're not going to get
Yep.
credit for the kills, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So it's like, okay, so cross that off your list. Why would they bring that? They just want the
Hmm.
kills. Like I don't care if your max health is going to be left out. They're like they want the kill.
Yeah.
So no,
You know what's
I
going to be? It's going to be a novelty. It's going to be a fun novelty at first.
yeah,
People are going to like, oh, it's going to see a lot of use, and then it's going to die off. And then, yeah, maybe once a match, someone might use a grenade somewhere, but it's not going to
yeah,
be everything's going to be radiated. And you
no,
know,
no.
it's at first it's going to be an interesting little novelty, but then it'll die off and won't be a big thing.
Yeah, I kind of think so too. And
Yeah.
honestly, like that's why I said keep calm and vigor on, because it's like,
Yep.
listen, we're Outlanders. This is post-apocalyptic Norway. We survive one way or another. We survive. We
Yep.
go on. We live on. Uh, so it's like we live, we survive, we adapt. This is all it is. This is a great thing because this is going to make you change the way you play. It like who wants to play the same game the same way for decades or years after years? Honestly,
Yep.
who even month to month? Like I don't. I got tired of playing Fortnite because it felt the same thing every time. It's like give me something new,
Yep.
and like here it's like you die, it means something. So it's like yeah, give me new tools, give me stuff like this. So anyways, sorry, that's
It's all
kind
right.
of end of the rant, but
That's the end of the
and,
rant, and
and
that's
oh yeah,
oh
yeah,
yeah. Go ahead.
and the other little minor thing, LMGs, we kind of talked about it. They're getting a buff because they're getting the same engine as
Yep.
before, from the L85. So again, same thing. Some people jumped off the deep end saying M249 is going to be the meta, but it's like honestly, M249 was already like one of the meta guns in my opinion. But
Yeah,
uh,
it's already a
but
powerful gun as it is, so I'm
yeah,
sure it's not going to be much different.
yeah. And someone said the PKM now. I'm like, I had a viewer choose my loadout. He said, bring in a PKM, and I got a threat with, or I got 5 kills, I think, with it. So I'm like, okay, so okay,
Yep.
like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
still good with it.
There's still
So,
good guns with
anyways,
it. Yeah.
yeah,
Anyways,
wait and see,
wait and
people.
see. Absolutely.
Yeah,
No, that
keep
I
calm
think
and
that'll
Vigor
be a
on.
good place for us to stop. We're at
Sorry, end of
an
rant.
hour 40 or so, so I think we're good. We've talked about
We're
everything.
getting long. Yeah,
That was a bit long, but it was a big update to cover. There was a
yeah,
lot to
it
talk
was.
about. So yeah, it was good. But yeah, that'll be it for episode 40, and we're looking forward to the new season to come out. We'll see if anything changes much, but probably not. It's probably going to be like we saw, because we're only a few days away for the change. So
Yeah, when this
uh,
goes live, there's pretty much going to be less than 48 hours before it goes live. So
yeah, exactly. So when you're watching this, if you're watching this before it goes live, it's right away. So
yeah,
thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, please like, share, subscribe. We do appreciate it, and leave us comments. We like to see them, and we like to respond to them. So,
yeah.
and
Let us know what you
and
think about the radiation grenades,
yeah,
L86, everything.
absolutely. Let us know your thoughts. We'd like to hear it
Right.
and get a little bit of talk going about it. Also, rate us on the Apple Podcasts or and Google Podcasts. Give us a little rating. I don't know if anyone has. So if you listen to us on one of those
Spotify.
platforms,
Yep.
Spotify, Stitcher,
Yep.
yeah, give us a rating. Let's
It helps
show us
us
the
out.
love. We appreciate
Yep.
it. But anyways, again, I'm Dr. Anton.
And I'm DJ Spencer.
Take care in the Outlands and have a great night. Bye.
Bye.
I've heard you say you lost your way, lost your way again. You don't see your reflection, just look around and find at least something good. All you need will come to you. I'll never refuse you. Take whatever you want. friend.